Hello everyone, welcome back to, you already know what this is. Let's get right into this. So, part 2, just released today, a few hours ago. I know, like, how long has it been? I think it's been, like, let me count, about 6 or so hours, or maybe not that long, maybe 4 hours or so, I don't know how long, but anyways, it's been a few hours, I know, since the maintenance ends and this started, but here's the thing, obviously, I don't have the time, I'm busy. I was in lessons and stuff, doing stuff earlier, so this is the only time that I can manage to get this done. But anyways, as you can see, I've already got Angela. I know, it kind of sucks that I know you would expect me to do summons. Trust me, we're going to do summons anyway. I need to do a few summons just so I can get the paid stuff. But we're going to look at everything soon. She does look great, by the way. Anyways, same as usual. Let's go in the gacha, have a look at the units first, and then the arc. This is kind of interesting. I've already heard a few people talk about her, if she's good or not, or if she how she compares to other units, basically. I haven't done the step up yet. I'm definitely going to do that, like at least the first lap, and then the 10 pull later, but we're not talking about that yet. We're too fast, too soon. Angela first. Does look like a great unit. People were expecting her to be a super good unit because she had non-attribute magic, and she looks like she's got all elements as well, but let's go through all of her skills and see what she looks like first, and then I'll kind of try and determine if she's good, but obviously she requires testing and stuff like that. But let's have a look. So HP is alright, MP is pretty decent, main stats here are int is pretty damn high, it's pretty good to int, and the mind is also pretty decent too, so that's a good thing. I do like the defense isn't that bad either, it's almost 1000, so I guess that's a good thing too. Main thing is her int, since she is going to be a mage, which we were kind of expecting, obviously, because she looks like she's got holding a staff there, so pretty good. Nil to stun is, I like that, because stun is the most annoying. I don't know about you, definitely is. Weak to blinds, not that bad. Attribute resistances, minus 10 to ice, minus 20 to light. So that isn't the worst thing in the world. I know she's got a minus to both ice and light, but it's not that big of a deal because plus 20 to dark, 10 to earth, and 5 to fire is kind of fine. 40,000 is kind of a lot. I mean, the thing is, I want to kind of talk about it later, how good I think she is, because it's kind of a bit iffy at the moment. Like, some people comparing her to Magia, again, don't compare her to Magia. They're completely different units, even though they are mages. They have different roles. We'll talk about that in a bit once we get to it. Go over the skills first. So obviously, since she's a mage, her skills here don't really matter. But I'm gonna have a look at them anyway. Skill 1, small area long range combo attack that sprays stars around the unit. Sounds cool. But you can see all of her skills are non-attribute. Medium area long range combo attack, blah blah. Don't really care about her skills too much. I mean, the good thing is her skills, all of these three have good hit counts. I mean, in my opinion they do. Skill 1 is like 9, skill 2 is like 8 or so, skill 3 is like 15 I think. So that's pretty good. Well, fair enough to you. I personally like Magia a lot. That's why I had to pity him, because I personally felt like Magia's going to be a stupidly overpowered unit, which he is, and people didn't realize that. Most people didn't know that. I did know that because I just saw his damage cap and his potential. I personally like mages. I don't know why, but I just like mages a lot. Her special skill is kind of interesting. Powerful combo attack on all enemies, high chance to make enemies faint. Now, the main thing that I like is the animations, that's pretty much it. Her skills in general I don't really care about because she's going to be a mage. Her skills don't really matter too much. So yeah, nothing crazy here, it's just kind of whatever really. But the traits are kind of where always gets interesting more. First trait, in my opinion, is kind of underwhelming compared to newer units, because first of all, magic attack damage plus 30% and damage cap plus 3000 is very low. Only a 3000 damage cap is stupidly low compared to other units. I would have expected at least 5,000, at least, but it's only 3,000, which kind of makes you think, really, maybe she's not going to be that good because of that trait, but ignore that. She's got some skills that make up for that alone. She's got a lot more damage cap skills, so, but become a Spellbinder class is also a great thing, because what is kind of weird, because I haven't actually played this game, but what happens is when you level up the traits, it changes the class, which will make your skills perform better. So when you have a Spellbinder class, your skills will do the best. So it's kind of, I do like it. It's kind of weird, but trait 2 is pretty damn nice. I do like this one. When hitting an attribute weakness with a magical attack, damage plus 40%. Now that is pretty nice because she does have every single element. The only problem with this is she's got non-attribute magic, which can never hit an attribute weakness because it's obviously non-attribute. So that kind of sucks, but you kind of expect that because non-attribute, you can't expect a mage like this to have non-attribute and just destroy every content in the world, really. Because if there was a non-attribute mage which had non-attribute magic, right, and you could literally destroy every single content, that's not really going to be that balanced, is it? I mean, Lagravos Apocalypse were kind of pretty strong, but they have to balance this unit, because if they didn't balance this unit, she could have been too strong. I can definitely see that. So, mana attack magic is effective against bosses. Now that is pretty good. I'm not 100% sure if that means it's a slayer against all bosses. It might be. If it is, then that sounds pretty strong in my head, but I don't know. But the fact that it says mana attack magic is effective against bosses seems like she might be a good boss killer, or maybe the main thing I'm thinking of is, oh, maybe she's going to be good in time trials. I personally think yes, because I do like using mages in time trials, because let's say you have multiple physical DPS units, it's kind of hard to spam all their skills at the same time, because you can only really control one unit at a time, so it's kind of hard to do that. So using a mage is kind of a good thing to do more damage. But anyways, use 3% of max MP to deal plus 100% damage. That's also pretty damn good. It sounds good. 3% of max MP, that is a lot of MP though. I mean, it's not the worst thing, because 100% damage is, it sounds like it's going to be ridiculously strong. I don't know if it is though, we're just going to have to see. I've been hearing a lot of different things about her in Discord, so I don't really know of how good she is at the moment. We kind of got to see, really. So let's go over her most interesting things, which are her skills. Now, she's got a lot of magic here. Exploder. I mean, I don't know how good this is because it's only 9 hits. But if you can spam it, it might be good. I don't really know. Blaze Wall is another fire skill, magic. Powerful medium area fire attack plus 2000 damage cap is pretty good. Now, one thing to note, only one skill is time stop, the one that has the time stop thing. So all of these things, these magic skills are stackable, but we could talk about that a bit later, but it's just kind of weird how her magic is. I haven't used her that much. I've only really used her once or twice when I was doing some of the event stages. Haven't done them all yet. So that one's pretty nice. I don't know how many hits all of these do. I have to look. I know there's a thing on Discord that says all the hits, but I haven't really looked too much into it until I personally like to do testing the most. When there's a new unit, instead of looking up all the information, I personally like to test them out. Obviously, you got to get the unit first, which is another problem, but Spike Freeze, Ice Attack is nice. So you got Fire and Ice so far. This one is Earth Attack. Chance to Inflict Silence is pretty nice. Thunderstorm, obviously Thunder Attack, nothing else there. Evil Gate, Powerful Dark Air Attack is pretty nice. Dark Force is also pretty good. And Ancient Curse is the no attribute attack. Now here's the thing. I see Earth, Ice, and Fire and Dark. I was kind of expecting there to be a light attack as well, but remember the SR arc has Holy Bolts, or I think that's the name, something bolt. Probably Holy Bolt. But that one is light magic, and I'm pretty sure it's going to count as mana magic. So you could put on Holy Bolts on her if you wanted to, which I might do that. I think she's got all elements apart from light, I think so. She's got earth, ice, fire, and dark, and non-attribute, which is great. Ancient Curse is probably going to be our main magic that you're going to think about, but I don't know about that. All of these skills can be pretty good because there's a lot of new magic here. I always like new magic. Sometimes they can be pretty strong. So we're going to have to try that out later. MP up max, pretty good. Arcane up 3 and 5. Both of those, I do like Arcane ups the most. I prefer Arcane ups than Magic ups because that means you can have more int total and more MP as well. So, if you stack all of the skills, that is. So yeah, that's pretty good. Dragon Geyser. Effective against dragons, pretty nice. I do think there's a decent amount of hard bosses that are dragons, so I do like Dragon Slayer. Special boost as well. That's pretty good. Auto Aura is great. Continuous Aura effect is pretty nice. I'm glad it's not on her paid accessories or anything. Haven't really looked at them yet. I know there's a staff and a robe, I think. So yeah, sometimes they like to put some of the auto effects on their paid equipment, which kind of it's kind of evil if you ask me, but I'm glad it's here. Wisdom's protection is pretty good. 5% of int to defense and mind I do like that. Auto protection is great, and critical, advanced circles, recast, and heal. Auto heal, I've been seeing that on more recent units recently. Upon coming close to death, automatically use 30 MP to recover HP. I do like auto heal quite a bit. It is pretty damn useful. On mages, allows them to survive longer, but obviously you need a lot of MP for that to be useful. Otherwise, it's gonna use a lot of your MP. But as long as you're not getting destroyed, you're not gonna lose that much MP, and it's still a very good skill to have. No attribute attack raise 2. I was kind of expecting no attribute attack raise 3, but what you're gonna do really? A no attribute attack raise 2 is still a good one to have, and critical raise as well is going to be pretty good too. Pose of Victory is alright, I guess. High level magic chant is a very good one because auto recast with that is going to be a good combination because that's a good amount of casting speed there. And a lot of SC saved as well. Enigma, less likely to be targeted by enemies, isn't that big of a deal, but I guess it's fine for a mage. Staff boost is pretty good. Staff mega boost is great, more damage cap and damage. And physical damage we don't really talk about because she's just going to be a mage anyway, so I kind of would have preferred plus 30% magical damage, but it's fine. More damage cap's great. Decoy is also pretty good. Magic Aura is nice because I always put that on mages. Plus 75% more damage is just, I like that. Wound Magic. These two are new ones. There aren't that many new unique skills. I mean, passive skills. There are a lot more magic skills that are new and unique to the unit, but not as many passive ones, but there are some definitely good passive skills on her. I can see that. So, Wound Magic, when casting attack magic, you 5% of max HP, so using HP for more damage by 20% isn't that high. 20% is only 20%. Would have liked like 40% or something, but 20% still right. So damage cap plus 2000. Spellbinder class is plus 50%, okay, and damage cap plus 5000. Now that is pretty good. I didn't actually look too much into the skill, so that's actually pretty nice. I do like that. So plus 50% damage and plus 5000 damage cap for all magic. That's pretty good. Now Limit Break is another good one. No attribute magic attacks have a chance of dealing critical damage. That's great. Magic attack damage cap plus 2000. Mages class plus 5000 instead, and Spellbinder class plus 8000. So when she's fully built, basically she can get plus 8000 damage cap for all of the magic, I think, which is a pretty nice one. If you remember, her trait 1 only gives plus 3000 damage cap, so these skills kind of make up for it. Like this one's plus 5000, this one's plus 8000, and this one's another plus 2000. Those numbers all added together, obviously it's not the highest. Magia's got obviously that stupid ultimate casting which adds plus 40,000. Ignore that, just think of what she does have. By herself, as a good unit, she's got plus 8,000 and plus 5,000 and plus 2,000 here, with plus 3,000 from her trait. In my opinion, overall together, that is decently high. Obviously, it's not the highest. Like, Shift Eliza still has more damage cap than her. I know that. But she's got all elements apart from light here, I think. Unless I'm forgetting an element. Sometimes that happens. Yeah, definitely everything apart from light, which you've got Holy Bolt you can put on her, which I think will be pretty nice. So, yeah, I think in total, her damage cap is around... I know she can reach 30,000 damage cap with her paid staff, but if not, she can get about 27,000 or so. About 27 or 8,000 on non-attribute magic. I don't really know of all of the caps at the moment, but I know for sure her cap isn't the best. This might only be to non-attribute. We're just gonna have to test her out, but anyways, her skills overall, I personally feel like she's got some great stuff here, some very good skills, a lot of SC saves, like all of the auto skills and the arcane ups are pretty good, and all of these unique magics are going to be pretty fun to use. And since they're not time stop, where the time stop symbol, obviously they're not time stop, but the symbol of time stop, which takes up the whole screen, you can spam all of these skills while, for example, Magia is using a skill. So she can work well with Magia, because Magia can use his big PP damage magic skills, while Angela is using these magic skills to also do extra damage, while someone else is doing physical damage. All of those things together sounds like it's going to be pretty strong. But anyways, yeah. Overall, her skills are pretty good, her stats are decent. And yeah, that's pretty much it for Angela. We're going to talk about her a bit more later. But next thing to do is look at the arc, which is a decent one this time, I gotta say. It's not terrible, but let's look at it. So the stats, first of all, HP is alright, MP is decent too, Int is quite high, almost 400, which is a pretty good one. Mind is decent, and Defense is alright, so they're pretty decent stats for a mage. The trait, in my opinion, is a pretty good trait. Each time mana magic is used, all magical attacks deal progressively more damage, maximum of plus 35%. So, I'm pretty sure it's not continuous, you don't have to use the same magic over and over again. You can use any mana magic. As long as it's a mana magic, it's going to build up more magic damage, which is pretty good for Angela. I don't know if you can get this arc and Angela at the same time. You might want to use this, I don't know yet. Resets each wave, which kind of sucks, but it's still on bosses because she's got a skill which does more damage against bosses. Well, her trait, which is effective against bosses, so that's good. HP and MP plus 10%, I do like that. More MP is always a very good thing. When magically attacking, transform enemy minds for minus 30% and deal damage. That's also a great thing to have. Overall, I think this trait is a pretty strong one. I know it doesn't increase damage cap or anything, but the traits increasing magical damage by a maximum of plus 35% and having 10% MP and HP, and also minus 30% enemy mind to deal damage have a chance for that. So in my opinion, this trait is worth using, but I don't know if it's the best one there or if you would rather use different arcs instead. It depends on what you have, and it depends on the other arcs, because I haven't really compared them to other arcs, but I think this trait is pretty good. Skills next. HP up 2, MP up 2, I don't really care about that. Soul Hunt though, when an ally is incapacitated, apply magic, attack damage plus 30% buff to unit. Don't don't care about that because it's 8 SC, which is a lot, and when an ally is incapacitated, so yeah, I don't ever see myself using this ever. So don't really care about that skill. Auto barrier, I guess it's alright. Now these two last skills are going to be the main ones. Elemental combo, a lot to read here. Only 6 SC. What does it do though? Magic attack damage plus 5% for each repeat of an attack magic attribute. Maximum of 20%. So let's take that in first. Each repeat of an attribute magic. What I think that means is if you're repeating fire magic, then it's gonna get a maximum of plus 20% damage. Each time you use it, it's getting plus 5% up to 20%. As long as you're using fire magic continuously. And then if you go ahead and use a different attribute, then it's going to reset that back. So that does seem pretty good. Effect resets after 10 seconds / when using a different attribute, attack magic, or support / healing magic. So there you go. That, as long as you're spamming magic of the same attribute, that is going to be a pretty good skill to use. Not gonna lie, it does sound pretty good because 20% more magic damage as long as you're spamming the same attribute magic, and as long as you're not waiting 10 seconds. Seems like it's going to be a pretty good skill. I do like this one. If I were to get this arc, I would definitely use it, but I most likely wouldn't use it on Maja because he's mostly about using one magic and utterly destroying everything, so I probably wouldn't use it on him, but on Angela could be a very good thing. Fast high protection is also a pretty good one because high protection is like a minus 35% physical damage taken buff at the start of battle, which I'm thinking this in arena is going to be really good on some units that don't have high protection or continuous protection, but even then you can put fast high protection on them and it's going to be a pretty good skill in arena if you're surviving all of the nukes. If you can, then high protection is going to help you with that, and that's the main use I can see for that, because most of the time you're not going to use it for bosses because the boss stages last a long time. So elemental combo is the main skill here that I personally would use if I did get this. So yeah, trait is pretty nice, elemental combo and fast high protection is pretty good. Our key for reward is another story as well. Queen's Scepter sounds like it's staff. Non-attribute staff. Int is pretty good, over 200. Anything over 200 for a staff in my opinion is pretty decent. Also adds mind and strength. Don't really care about the strength though. Magic attack damage plus 10%, pretty nice. When using attack magic, if damage is reduced by attribute resistance, then reduce resist by 20% and deal damage. So this is another one of those things. It reduces the resist by 20% and deals damage if the damage is reduced by the resistance. So if the enemy resistance of fire is 20 and you're using fire magic, then it's going to reduce that to 0. I think that's what it does. If I'm pretty sure that's what it does. So that is going to be pretty strong. And if you use this with another arc, which also does the same thing, the elemental arc, I think is that one. That sounds like it's going to be a pretty good one. This stuff isn't the best for damage itself, but reducing resistance is going to be a pretty good one. But most of the time you're going to want to hit their weaknesses anyway. But still, it's a pretty nice one. Let me check that elemental arc, because I do want to double check it. Go away. I want to check it because it might work pretty well with that staff. Yes, this one. So, is this one right? If damage is reduced by enemy attribute resistance, reduce the resistance by 30% and deal damage. So that's 30%, and the staff on this one is 20%. So if you have this staff on this arc with that other arc, then in total you can get minus 50% attribute resistance to any enemy, which isn't, obviously it's not as good as Trishula, but for magic that's a pretty good alternative. If the enemy has a resistance to everything, that could be a pretty good one. So yeah, I definitely see this staff being pretty useful. So yeah, overall, I personally feel like this arc is definitely worth having, but don't chase it, because I don't think it's worth the 300 pulls just to get it. But if you do manage to get it, then definitely be happy that you got it, because it is a very good arc. With the trait, the skills, and the archive reward are decent. They're not overly strong, but if you do have it or manage to get it, then definitely be glad about that, because it's a good one. I think it's probably better than the part 1 arc, in my opinion. It's got some good stuff here, but yeah. That's the unit and the arc. Overall, I feel like Angela is going to be a very useful unit, and the arc is also going to be a good arc to have. Nothing bad about either of them. They're both pretty good, but obviously not game-changing in any way. So if you're free to play, it kind of depends on what your units are currently. If you don't have Magia, Angela would definitely be useful for you if you don't have Magia. But if you do have Magia, Angela is still going to be useful, because her magic, most of her magic can be used with Magia as well. So she can be a good mage. Obviously not as good as Magia, but as long as you're not comparing her to Magia, then yeah. Well, I haven't seen her ratings yet. It might take a little bit, a few days or so, for her to get a rating first. I know people have been talking about her and saying she's not as good as they expected, and she's not as good as Magia and stuff like that, but ignore those statements. What I'm saying, I know, don't always just think I'm going to be the most reliable source, but in my opinion, I think she's going to be a very good unit, and if you're free to play and have limited crystals and already have Magia, I understand you can definitely skip her if you want to. But if you just like a waifu, or if you just need a mage and you don't have Magia, definitely try and get her, because she is still going to be a very strong unit. I know her damage cap is quite low compared to other mages like Magia and Shift Eliza, but she is going to be a very strong unit, and obviously Popoi, her buffs weren't that good. She's kind of a terrible unit compared to Angela. Angela is tons better than Popoi. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right either, but anyways, Angela is going to be a very strong unit. Obviously not the best unit in the game or anything, but up there in terms of damage. And if you think about it, there aren't that many mage units. The only good mage units at the moment are Magia, top 1 mage unit, and then Shift Eliza at number 2. Angela, kind of in between 2 and 3, because in my opinion, she's going to have more usage than Shift Eliza because of her elements magic. In my opinion, I don't think, let's say an enemy is weak to fire, obviously Shift Eliza is going to be better in that situation. But Angela has got non-attribute magic, and her magic can be used alongside Magia or any other magic unit that has the animation that takes up whole screen. So in my opinion, she's going to be a very good unit. People are not thinking about that though, they don't see that. It's kind of weird, this collab is a bit weird, because, let me just talk about it for a minute. Both Angela and Reese, they are both very top tier units. The only problem people are seeing is, people are thinking that both units are not ridiculously strong DPS units, so they don't care about them. They feel like they suck because they don't have those big damage numbers and they don't have those massive DPS potential skills, you know. But in my opinion, Reese is a stupidly strong unit because she has the potential of a support unit and all of the buffs that stack with other buffs, and also that damage buff to all the units which stack with other buffs. And also her skills are pretty decent. Her skill 1 is faster, skill 3 is pretty good, especially if there's a lot of enemies in the same spot, does a ridiculous amount of hits. But anyway, Reese is a strong unit by herself. She's a unique unit, and she's definitely gonna have good usability, because if you think about it, there are some DPS units which have good DPS, but nothing else going for them. They don't last very long. because the only thing they have is DPS and nothing else in their kit. So a unit like Reese has other things for her, like a lot of support stuff. So I feel like she's going to be a very strong unit for quite a long time. Obviously not the best DPS, but she's going to be a very good unit to have. Angela is also another story. She's also going to be another good unit to have because she's also a unique unit where she has almost every attribute element. Also, almost every attribute of magic, apart from light, which you can put on Holy Bolt if you have that one, which I expect most do because it's an SR arc. But yeah, you can see that both units, Reese and Angela, are both unique, and they are both going to be very useful to literally everyone, no matter what you have, I think. So that's why I think this collab is pretty good, because they both have unique skills and skill sets, right? You can't expect them to be a ridiculously strong units like DPS or anything. People are expecting them to be top tier like Loxus or Magia. Just think of them of what they have, you know. But anyways, that's just what I think. They are both going to be very good units. Let's have a look at her paid equipment now, because I haven't looked at that yet. And then what we'll do next is do the summons that I need to do to get the paid, and then we'll do some showcase of Angela. And maybe I can have a look at Reese again, because I've managed to build her a bit more. So yeah, I can kind of give my better review of Reese now, since I've got her pretty built, not fully, but yeah. That's what I think. Obviously, Full Metal Alchemist Collab was a different story, because they had, you know, alchemy skill, which was obviously broken, but they had good usability as clearing things fast, stuff like that, right? This collab, I know it's not the same level as that, but both units are still very good. It's just people don't see them for what they are. But yeah, that's just what I think. Let's look at the paid equipment now. The staff, I probably should have looked at the robe first, but the staff is the main thing I want very badly. I want the staff a lot. So, int 222 I think is the same as the arc staff, which is a pretty good int for a paid staff, not gonna lie, it's pretty good. And strength, don't really care about that, but the int is pretty good. And now the trait is very good in my opinion. Magic attack damage cap plus 2000, so that's going to apply to all of her magic, which is what she needs because her damage cap is pretty low. So she's going to need that damage cap. Magic attack damage plus 15%, which is also a nice bonus, because she's going to need that damage as well as that damage cap. And MP plus 15%. If the damage cap and damage wasn't enough, you get more MP. So this staff, in my opinion, is one of the best staffs for her specifically, because it adds damage cap and more damage and more MP. I feel like this staff is going to be a very good one for her, for Angela. So yeah, obviously I always say this, I probably don't have to repeat myself again, but if you're free to play, don't worry about paid things. But if you have the paid crystals and are considering it, and yeah, then you can maybe get this if you want to, because I feel like this is going to be one of the best staffs to use for Angela. I know there's a Godforge staff, I think, from a UR arc, but that one, most people are not going to have that one. It's from Theopolis arc. If you don't have that, then this staff is going to be probably the best one to use for her. Because I know the damage, magic attack damage on the trait isn't as high as that Theopolis staff, and obviously the int is a lot lower, but this staff has more damage cap as well and more MP. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Theopolis Godforge staff on Magia, and I'm going to use her Angela's paid staff on her. I feel like that is going to be a pretty good thing to do, because the staff is just very good. I like this stuff. So let's go over the robe now. So Robe, don't really care about this as much as the staff. The staff is just a lot better in my opinion. I think the sound has gone off again, I don't know why, it's just an emulator thing. Int 151, defense 65. It's not that bad. I would have liked some extra MP though. It's not the worst. Traits: physical and magical damage taken minus 10%. I guess that's alright. Casting not interrupted by most attacks is something that she doesn't have in her kit already, so that's gonna be a good thing. MP plus 15% again on this robe is gonna be pretty nice. The only problem I see though is this robe isn't increasing magical damage by anything. So the only thing this robe is giving is taking less damage, which is whatever really. And casting not interrupted by most attacks, which is, yeah, that's pretty decent, but not the best for a robe. And the MP plus 15% is also a nice one, but obviously not the best as well, so I personally feel like you don't need to get this robe, because there's a lot better robes out there that you could use instead, so I wouldn't get this robe if I were you. I would personally prefer to get the staff instead, because the staff is just the main thing here that you're going to want to get if you can, and if you do manage to get her. But yeah, so the robe I don't really care about. The staff is a very good one. Get it if you can. Obviously, if you don't want to buy specifically to get this, then that's fine, don't do that. But if you've got some paid crystals lying around, or if you're considering getting this and you have Angela, then I don't see why not, because it is a pretty good one. But I know if you don't want to keep spending money, then you could use a different staff which increases more damage. If you've got that Theo staff, then yeah, you could use that instead. But also they got the prisms again. Personally, the order I would recommend this time is the staff first and then the prisms, and then don't really care about the robe unless you really have done that many paid summons, which would have sucked if you had to do 30,000 paid crystals. I know, I've been through it all. But yeah, that's what I would recommend, is the staff first and then the prisms, if you are pay to win. But free-to-play players, yeah, basically talked about everything now, but yeah, that's the paid equipment. What I'm going to do now, I need to do 21 summons to get the paid staff, so I'm going to do that now. And then after I've got the paid staff, I'm going to learn all the skills and everything, and try and showcase her a little bit, see how she does, how she performs with her base skills, and some decent equipment and stuff in the story stage and also the events. And then I will also try out Reese as well with my current build, because not gonna lie, she's pretty nice. I have tried her out quite a bit. She is a pretty good unit, and she's gonna be useful in hard stages because she's got those buffs which stack pretty nice. Anyways, I'm hoping I get the arc, but I'm not expecting it because, yeah, I'm mostly at this point just going for the credentials to get her staff. I would very much like the limited arc because it is a very good arc. It's not a must-have arc, so yeah, there's no red in this one. I can't expect a red. But yeah, my plan is first lap and then a 10 pull, and then that's it. I'm not going to go for the arc because I'm not going to go chase it because, yeah. Try and save the rest of my crystals for what's coming up, which we have no idea what's coming up. People are expecting a shift Roland sometime soon, which is kind of expected because we've had, you know, Eliza and Ladsville skip this one. There's a red. That is insanely lucky. Not gonna lie, I was not expecting to get this arc today. Okay. You know, I was considering having a face cam, but then I was thinking about the setup I would have had to have. I don't have a face cam, I would have had to buy one. And also, my setup is kind of very strange. I don't have, you know, I'm not, you know, anyway. This arc is a very good arc. I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty happy about this one. Yes, thanks for being here. Don't be mad at my luck. This is great. This staff, well, this arc, is gonna be a very good one to have. This trait, you know, I might use this arc on Angela, because the trait is pretty decent. It kind of depends. Yeah, this trait is going to be a pretty good one on Angela. Yeah, this is going to be... I'm definitely going to be able to get Angela to her full potential, at least. I'm hoping. It's going to be good. And the elemental combo skill, fast high protection for arena. Yeah, that's a good one. Anyways, this would be the point where I've already got the unit and the arc, so I don't need to do anything else. But I need the credentials, so... Credentials it is. But yeah, if you want me to talk about anything, then just let me know. Because I'm going to try and mention as much as I can. And yeah. So... This week, part 2. Next week, we've got another update to the collab. Which is going to add time trials, I think. Which is going to be interesting. I'm hoping to get top 10 in time trials. I usually do, at least. Which is good. Another red. You know what, I'll be surprised if it's something. Yeah, I wasn't expecting, you know, an Angela dupe. I wouldn't be mad about. It would be a good thing for the +2 SC, but it's not really. I've heard it the other day that, let me just check trading space, that getting dupes of units isn't really needed at all because, yeah, I only need one more 10 pull. Getting just the +2 SC from a dupe isn't really that big of a deal because the only thing you're getting is +2 SC, which is most of the time is not even a skill. It's going to be the last 10 pull, and then we are done. I will start showcasing everything after this. But yeah, like I was saying, you don't really need to get dupes of units. It's only really for super pay-to-win players that really want to get a unit to 110 SC for whatever reason it is. Because if you think about it, you get one of the units, and that unit can by itself get to 100 SC. I'm glad we've got a red in this one. There are a few SSR arcs I'm missing. It's only one, I can't complain. Okay. I can't complain about that. I don't know what to say about that really, because, I mean, I guess that's a +1 to the arc. I mean, I'm not complaining. That is pretty good luck. But yeah. Just from this collab alone, if you do all of the events, no, actually, yeah, you can get the unit to 90 SC without any prisms. 90 SC by default. Yeah, but from this event you can get the unit to 96 SC because you get 3 prisms. And I know you could obviously get the unit to 110 SC total, which is like a 14 SC difference. I think the math is going wild, but yeah, that amount of SC obviously it sounds like a decent amount of SC, which obviously you could use on skills, but you don't really need it. You really don't. Let's get the staff. There we go. Love this staff. We are not doing any more summons. I've pretty much gotten everything I wanted from this collab. Obviously the only thing I'm missing is the staff. I keep saying staff. I keep thinking about that arc staff. I don't know why. The only thing I'm missing is the arc from part 1. I don't know why, it's kind of strange. I always end up getting the part 2 arc and not the part 1 arc. Always happens in literally every single collab. I only get the part 2 arc. It's very weird. But yeah, the only thing I'm missing is this arc. But if I have a look at it quickly, this arc isn't really anything. You don't really care. This arc isn't that good. I mean, this accessory is terrible. Apart from the elements, they're pretty good, actually. They're pretty nice. The nil to curse is pretty good. But the trait is good for Angela, but obviously there's other arcs you could use instead. And the skills I don't really care about, but yeah, this arc isn't as good. The part 2 arc is better than the part 1 arc. And what do I think is the better unit, Angela or Reese? I can't really say, The only thing I can say is it depends on what units you already have and what you're struggling with, really. If you don't have Magia, I personally would recommend Angela, because Angela is just going to breeze through the tower super easily because of her non-attribute magic. It's going to be great in the tower. If you don't have Magia, then I would recommend going for Angela instead, because you definitely need to have at least one good mage in your team available, because mages, I do like mages. People don't see the use of mages most of the time. I like mages, but yeah, Reese, if you already have Magia, and maybe go for Reese instead. It kind of depends on what you want, really. But yeah, these three units, I'm using these three for the events at the moment. These three units are all three are very strong units at the moment. Even Prim, I've been trying to build her. Something I didn't tell you, actually, is when the part 1 stream ended, maybe about a day or so after, or maybe a few hours after the stream ended, I went and did more of this gacha, right? I did 2 10 pulls with 3 crystals of this gacha. Then I also did 1 10 pull of this gacha. In the second 10 pull I managed to get Prim, which was pretty damn nice because I did want to get Prim because I've heard she's a pretty good unit now and has pretty good damage potential, and she's not an attribute, so I'm definitely going to want to try her out. And on the 30th, on the third 10 pull, I managed to get the second arc, which is a pretty nice one too, because Secret of Mana. See, in my opinion, the Secret of Mana collab, the rerun, has better arcs than the part 1 and part 2 of Trials of Mana. Because if you look at this, every single skill here is a new skill unique to this collab. I personally wanted Secret of Mana. I wanted this arc just because dash is pretty nice, and power counter is also a pretty good one too. That's the main reason why I wanted that arc. But yeah, I did 30 more summons total to get both Prim and that arc. But yeah, enough of that. Let's showcase Angela now. Have a look at her. I know all of the simps out there, congratulations if you managed to get her. She does look great. Enough about those legs. Let's look about the unit itself. Not those legs, the skills. I'm going to use one of my potions, which is going to be a level 60 potion, because I'm going to save my level 80 potion for... I don't know, I have no idea, because I don't know what's going to be in the future. Probably some future unit that's going to be pretty strong. But yeah, I'm going to use a level 60 potion after I enhance. And then I'm pretty sure it's going to be... I'm not going to be able to get her past level 60 that much. I'm hoping I can get to level 43 now. I'm looking forward to that, it's going to be good. Getting 1 account level, always a super grind. It's just, getting 1 account level just takes a super long time. I've been on level 42 for a few months or so, I don't know how long, it's just, yeah. But yeah, I won't be able to showcase her 5th enhance. I'm never able to do that instantly. It takes me a while to build them because I like to spend my time with it. In my opinion, it's a lot more fun that way. But yeah, I'll be able to get to 4th enhance. I've been farming some materials, but I don't know if I have enough to get all of the skills. I think I do, but I'm not 100% sure on that. There you go, 4th enhance. Now I'll be able to get her to level 60 now. Use this gold potion. There you go. And then 298 XP, is that enough? Not yet. Feels bad, man. Anyway, potions. I've got some of this. 81, really. That's pretty good, actually. I don't think I'm going to use those yet. I'm just going to keep her on level 60 for the showcase, because that's going to be a good number. But yeah. So far, obviously she's got nothing on her yet. Not even any skills learned. I'm going to unlock her skills first and then equip her with equipment. I've already got Fantissa Cape, which I've been trying to get to plus 40 today, but I ran out of red souls. I forgot to look at that LR arc. I know if that LR arc is using red souls, I'm going to be screwed. I'm not going to be able to level it up fully because I have more blue souls at the moment. But anyways, let's unlock all of these skills. I was considering learning these skills off stream before the stream started, but I kind of wanted to. Staff equipped magical damage cap plus 100, I like that. I kind of wanted to learn them all here, just because. So yeah, I've got 32 rainbow clusters now. I did manage to farm a few of those, it's not that much. I know my amount of rainbow clusters is very disappointing. I know I'm that bad, but sometimes it's just a bit painful farming so much just for materials. It just feels like it's a bit boring at times, but yeah, I've been doing a lot of fishing the past 2 days or so. I know it's boring, definitely boring. I need to get those fish, but it's gonna take a while. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to reach those fish. If I can be bothered, because I've got a lot of things I want to do, like I have a lot of work I need to do, so I can't spend as much time as I want to on this game, but I have been spending a decent amount of time doing some farming recently, like some of those boss stages and some materials. But yeah, let's try and learn everything that we can, because getting all of her base skills learned on 4th Enhance is going to be a good showcase. I always like to see their base potential at all of their 108 skills learned with just some good equipment, and then yeah. But I do remember Reese, she couldn't hit her damage cap. She couldn't hit that hard with her base skills, but she was still pretty decent because I felt like her skills were pretty fast. Thunderstorm could be nice. MP up max. I'm wondering how much MP she's gonna have with her staff that adds 15% more MP. I already forgotten what the LR arc had because I was thinking that I wasn't gonna get it. So I was thinking, oh, I'm not gonna care about this arc because I'm not gonna get it, so I'm not gonna look forward to it. But yeah, I think the arc trait does give more MP, which is also more MP. So yeah, that's gonna be good. I've also been farming a bit of purple books because I need those. It kind of sucks that I don't have that many, but yeah. So I don't know if I've told you the story, but here's what happened. I was in lesson earlier today. It was really early this morning, like around 9 AM, because 9 AM is the time that the maintenance ended for me, which is a very bad time. 9 AM is also the same time that my lesson started, so that was really bad for me. But since it was too early for me to concentrate on everything, I just went on Last Cloudia and did 30 summons of 3 crystals total, and managed to get Angela from the 3rd one. My plan, I know I should have done those summons in the stream, but I was thinking, for once I'm just going to do a few summons just for funsies really, because I wasn't expecting anything. And I have a decent amount of free crystals, so I wanted to use some free crystals first. But yeah, that's pretty much the story. I'm great at telling stories, I know. But yeah, I was pretty lucky with this collab, I'm not gonna lie. It's been a good collab for me. Pretty nice one. I've gotten everything I wanted. I am pretty underwhelmed with the arcs. I just noticed I don't have that many rainbow clusters left. Please tell me I have enough. Please tell me I've learned everything. How many have we got? I know we haven't learned everything, but 107. One more skill left. One more skill, where is it? Please don't be a skill that requires a rainbow cluster, otherwise I'm going to be screwed. I'm not... Oh no, it's probably requiring a rainbow cluster. Yeah, that requires 4. Well, that kind of sucks. I need those 4. Actually, let me do something first. I'm gonna go trading space. I think there's gonna be rainbow clusters in the event trading space that I can get. I'm pretty sure I can. This one's from the rerun. Yeah, I've already got those. This one's from credentials. This one's the tickets. I've 55 summons total for both the unit and the arc. Yeah, I can get some here if I want. That would be enough. That's a dumb idea. Don't do that. You can always just farm materials instead. That's for Reese. The event trading space is where? Down here. No. It is. It might be this one actually. Oh right, there's no trading space for the new one because it's got the boxes things for the seeds, so I need those 3 mega clusters somehow. I kind of want to get those mega clusters before doing a showcase because I want to showcase that magic skill if I can, but I guess we can spend this time to look at the event quickly because I have done some of it. This one. So yeah, this magic pot, I did do some of these. So this rainbow mega cluster, tell me this. Yeah, there's 3 of these. I can get those quickly. I should have enough for that. Yeah, that'll be good. Let's get those. And then we'll be fine. I should have been more prepared with rainbow clusters. But I have tried to farm a few of them, but I just couldn't get that many. But yeah, definitely make sure to do these events, because first of all there's some equipment, which this one is actually not that bad. This stuff right here, just from the event, a new player could definitely use this. A new player could definitely benefit from using this stuff, because it's actually not that bad of a staff. Plus 10% magical damage, the stats are right. It's not that bad of a staff. Obviously it's not endgame staff material, but for newer players that could be good. Don't really care about that claw, but the stats are alright. This one is whatever. This one has prisms for Duran, which is nice. And at the same time, there's also crystals and mother souls and stuff, which is great. So, yeah. Definitely make sure to farm this event. Okay, we're almost done here with 60 more. And then we can learn that last skill on Angela. Equip her with some fancy equipment with a paid staff, and then we can start showcasing her just to see what her base damage can be. That's a lot of Ethereon. It's pretty nice. I've already got a lot of. That's a lot of reds. That's pretty funny. Anyways, yeah. Now I'm on the last step, which is just souls. You can't get that many souls. Only 15 per lap, 100 seeds, which is 15 souls per unit. It's kind of not that many. Anyways, let's go to my team that I like using for just soloing showcase. Just her by herself. With the new arc, I'm just gonna add that arc in. What's the souls? What? I bet it's red souls. It's red souls. That's bad for me. Okay, first of all, so obviously our stats are quite bad because I don't have anything equipped. Almost 1000 int though, at level 60 with all of our base skills. Let's learn that last skill first, because don't forget that. Dark Force is a nice magic. Now let's equip her. What do I recommend equipping on her? Well, first of all, staff. She can only equip staffs. So yeah, you're limited to only using staffs because she is going to be a mage, so that makes sense. This is the other staff I was thinking of using. If you have this staff, and don't want to use paid crystals or don't want to buy to get the paid staff, I would recommend using this instead, because it adds more magical damage, and also support magical consumes minus 2 MP, doesn't really matter, but the stats and the plus 25% damage is a pretty good staff. But here's the thing, I'm thinking of a team where you're using Magia and Angela at the same time. You're going to have this staff on Magia, so what other staff you're going to put on Angela? That's gonna be where the paid staff comes in. Is you don't have to worry about using, if you're using both Magia and Angela, then you can just put this one on Magia and put the paid staff on Angela. But if not, this staff is just gonna be good on Angela. This one isn't terrible, I guess, or the one from the event plus 10% magical damage is not terrible. But yeah, I'm gonna be putting on her paid staff for this showcase, which isn't as much damage, but damage cap and MP is just very good. The Robe, there are a few good robes. I'm probably going to put a robe on, so you can equip cloths, I think, as well. Yeah, so you can put cloths on as well, so that's nice, I guess. The robe I'm going to put on is the one that increases magical damage. This one is also a nice one you could put on her if you want to, but I personally liked having this on Thuria the most. But this is a very good one you could put on Angela if you want to, and if you have it. It's from an SSR arc, so yeah, this is a nice one to have. You could put it on her. MP regen, main reason. And the stats are pretty good, but yeah. Put that one on her if you want. But the one I'm going to put on her is going to be the Phantissa Cape, which gives more MP and good stats, 20% more magical attack damage. This is going to be a great one for her, so I think for most of the time this is what I'm going to equip on her, this staff and that armor robe thing. But yeah, accessories is where it gets a bit more interesting. Most of the time there's a lot of accessories, it's kind of down to personal opinion, but I'm definitely going to put on Cultist Pendant because she needs the casting speed. I don't know, she doesn't have any casting speed in her traits, I was kind of hoping for it. But since she doesn't, I'm going to try and go for max casting speed. Cultist Pendant is very good on Magia, but since I'm just showcasing Angela, I'm just going to put it on her anyways. And the second accessory I'm probably just going to put on more casting speed just to see if it's going to be any good. But yeah, Rad Moonstone is good on Thuria too, but this is just what I'm going to have on her just for now. The casting speed and more. This weapon and that robe is going to be a good one to use. Now, I don't know if there's any other good accessories to put on her, because there aren't that many good accessories for mage units. But there is one that increases magical damage cap, which could be good. There isn't that many I don't think there's anything good that increases magical damage on an accessory. This one is possible. You could use that if you want, but it doesn't apply to non-attribute magic. If you're using her for non-attribute, then I guess you want to use something else. Anything that increases MP, like this one, could be nice, I guess, if you want to. Don't see anything else. I guess there is one that I'm gonna see soon. Where is it? It applies a magical damage buff. This one is gonna be nice for more damage cap. If you are hitting your damage cap and doing good damage, then you can put this on if you want, which could be nice. I might try that out. Once I've got her fully built, I might try it. Because her damage cap is low, so she kind of needs the damage cap. Magical damage plus 5%, don't really care because it's only 5%. I mean, you could if you want to. This could be good for dark magic if you're doing that. And yeah, I don't really see anything else that you could put on her for an accessory. There isn't really that much. So yeah. I'm just going to stick with this for now. We're going to see how she does with this, and her skills at 4th enhance at level 60. But yeah, that's going to be that. Let's see what she's like right now. Int is 1400. Actually pretty good, Int. Now I'm going to awaken her a few times. Only once. Actually might be able to get her more awaken. Yeah, I can get more souls from the library. Come on, level up. I want to level up to level 43. There you go. Finally. Took a few months or so. Get level 43. Takes a long time to level up, it really does. So, 200 more souls from library. First multi is pretty lucky. Just be glad that you got her, because she is going to be a very good unit. I'm trying to ignore Discord's comments of she's terrible, and the comments of saying that she's not as good as Madder and she's not going to be blah blah. She's a great unit. Definitely a good unit. Yeah, she is definitely going to be very good, considering she has non-attribute magic. The only non-attribute magic unit that we've gotten before is Lagrabos. That's the only one we've had. Let me tell you something. I've been using Lagrabos since he came out in Tower, since Magia came out. Ever since Magia hasn't been out, I've been using Lagrabos in Tower the entire time. That's how you can tell there hasn't been that many mage units. So, Angela's going to be a very viable, very useful unit. Because it depends on what units they release. If they start releasing a bunch more mage units, maybe it's going to be less useful. But since her magic skills can be used alongside other magic skills, it's going to be pretty good. So we can wake her one more time, and then I'm going to go use her in story stage just to see what she's like. Yeah, Summer Alice I end up using a lot of the time. Summer Alice is a very good unit. Obviously, she looks great as a waifu, but apart from that, she's a very good... I'm waiting for another ice attribute unit, because there aren't that many ice attribute units in this game at the moment. There's only really... The only really good physical DPS ice attribute unit is Summer Alice. Medine, if you want, but Summer Alice is like the best one at the moment, so I've been using her for ice attribute DPS, which is kind of good, but kind of hoping for a new one. But anyways, let's level up this arc now, and yeah, then we'll showcase her just to see what her base damage with this build at the moment is, with no learnt skills at all. So obviously this arc I won't be able to level up too much because I'm running low on red souls, because I used some of that to level up, enhance the Robe, the Phantissa cape, because I want to get that to plus 40 soon. It's gonna take a while though. If I had more red souls, maybe I'll get it. Maybe I'll be able to get it soon. Yeah, Council of 10. Council of 10 has the potential because it can be used on literally any unit and add the damage cap to literally any unit you want, which is very good. If this changes to blue souls, I might be able to max it. Nope, it's still red souls. Feels bad. I think I might use this arc for Angela if she isn't doing that much damage, if she isn't reaching her damage cap easily. I'm going to use this arc on her, I think. I think that's what I'm going to do. But yeah, this is what I'm going to use for now. Angela with this arc at level 5 isn't that much, but this is just for a base showcase, just to see what she can do with her base skills and with the current equipment that I've got on her. This equipment. Mostly for the casting speed, just I want to see how fast she is. Test that and her damage with this arc at level 5. Obviously not her max potential right now, but this is just going to be base potential. So let's go in story, see what she's like. I'm kind of looking forward to this because I was expecting her to be a pretty good unit. I wasn't expecting her to be, once I saw the video of the skills and how low her damage cap was, I wasn't expecting her to be that good, but yeah, I've been doing some of the story recently. I've got to get that done, I really got to do that. But yeah, let's go to the same stage we always do. We are gonna do her not like that, but by herself. Just by herself. Same as usual with Tharia and with Great War of Ruin, just to show off her special, because I like seeing the animations for the first time. So yeah, let's do this right now. It's gonna be nice. I should remind myself to change Nightbot, because he's still outdated. He really is. Some of his things are fine, he says, but gotta change him. So my plan here is I'm just gonna start spamming her magic one by one, just to see how fast she can cast them, see what damage she can do, and everything like that, hit counts and stuff. So let's focus on the boss. So he's got weakness to light, plus 50 to dark. We're just going to be doing a fire, ice, earth and thunder on him, just to see what damage he can do. So first we're going to start off with Exploder, which is only going to do 9 hits. This won't do that much, I don't expect it to do much. Instant cast, obviously there's no cast cancelling. I'm surprised she's hitting her damage cap. I think that's her damage cap, isn't it? Am I seeing this right? 30,299. This is pretty strong. Already she's hitting her damage cap on Exploder with just this base skills and everything. This is going to end up killing him. Okay, maybe that's just because the enemy that's also getting hit by it is also minus. Never mind. Right, it's because her trait is effective against bosses, remember that. Spike Freeze is next, let's test that one. Exploder is decent, obviously it's not the spammiest thing as well, but... Instant cast Spike Freeze, let's see. Okay. So, she is hitting good damage, like compared to Reese, she's hitting a lot higher damage compared to her. One thing I am seeing is it only casts the magic once the animation is finished, so she can't really spam them that well, but I still think it's pretty nice. Let's use Stun Gust, chance to inflict silence. This is Earth. I haven't been looking at how many hits they do. That one's hitting damage cap too. I'm not gonna lie, it is pretty nice. Let's use her special in a minute. Let me just use a few more of the magic skills. The boss is already dead, by the way, so we can't really showcase on him now. They're gonna be weak to thunder, so yeah, easy damage cap. That thunder one is kind of slow, not gonna lie, that thunder is kind of slow. I don't really like Thunderstorm. Can it be spam though? I mean, it's not terrible. I mean, I kind of like it. It's not super slow. I ran out of MP. Let's use that special. We'll go back in her again. But yeah, right now, she's hitting her damage cap with most of her magic skills. Yeah, let's just try her skills, because I want to try them out. Her skill 1 is actually pretty good. If she was a physical DPS unit, she would have had good. Okay. I kind of like them skills, but she's not going to be a physical DPS, it don't really matter. But yeah, let's go in there again. I'm going to try out the rest of her magic skills, because I didn't get to try them all out, because they just died. I'm surprised, really. They all managed to die before I managed to use them all. Yeah, I need to try her non-attribute magic. I want to see how fast it is and if it can be spammed decently well and if it can hit good damage. If it can, I think she's going to be a pretty good unit if all of her magic can be spammed, not stacked spammed, but you know, used pretty fast and have decent hit count. If they can, I think she's going to be great. She's going to be very good. So let's try this out this time with non-attribute magic. I don't know if we used all of the magic. Evil Gate, we didn't use that. Let's use that first. They're weak to dark, so that's going to be kind of... I expect them to hit damage cap. Use it again. Okay. Can this be spammed? Okay, this one can be spammed decently well, but the hits aren't super fast, but it's decent, it's pretty good. A Dark Force. His HP is quite low already, okay. Dark Force time. Can this be spammed? As much. Wait a second. That's because it cancelled it because I got hit, isn't it? Yeah, that's why I got hit and it cancelled it. Okay, Dark Force pretty nice. Ancient Curse time. Let me try and see how fast we can cast this. Okay, I don't know how many hits that is. But it's... Okay. I saw some damage cap hits there. Alright. So, I don't know about you, let me go in with... Let's go in with her on her by herself, right? But it seemed like that skill was hitting some pretty good hit counts for that magic. Let me try it again. Just by herself this time. I'm gonna just try and spam her non-attribute magic. I'm not gonna lie, I do like her. Obviously she's not gonna be able to clear content as like fast as Magia and stuff like that, but I feel like she's gonna be pretty nice. Okay, let's spam this and see how many hit counts does it do and stuff like that. So, I didn't read that number, I couldn't see it. Kind of laggy. 30 to 32. Yeah, I think it's 32, I think so. Don't die. You got auto heal right, so you should be fine. It's either 30 or 32, which is pretty good considering stuff. 30, yeah, that was 30. Okay, she won't die. Auto heal. They're all dead. She's not hitting caps because it's non-attribute magic, which is expected. She was doing more damage against the boss. She was hitting caps when she was doing a critical hits. Okay, this is interesting. One thing I can see, her non-attribute is doing less damage because it's non-attribute, but it's gonna be effective against a lot of content because it's non-attribute, so I can see that they definitely didn't want to make her overpowered because she could have had ridiculous potential if they, yeah, you know, they could have made her overpowered easily, so they tried not to do that, which I can see that. But I can see she's going to be a very good unit. She's already hitting her caps against those enemies, which is quite impressive if you ask me. She wasn't hitting cap with the non-attribute magic, only like half, which is kind of expected because it's non-attribute. But yeah, she seems like she can be pretty nice, and this is just her base skills, remember that, only her base skills. I was going for full casting speed there, so yeah. In my full build, what I'm probably going to do is one casting speed accessory with a different accessory. I don't know what that accessory is going to be, probably something that increases magical damage or more MP or something. Or maybe just a casting speed, I don't know, but yeah, she does seem like she's going to be a very good unit. I do like her. I'm going to be trying her out a lot. So yeah, that's basically everything to do with her and the arc so far. I can't level up this arc anymore. I'm going to start doing more of the event now, because I do have to learn her a bunch of skills. But yeah, I don't know if you think I should make these streams shorter, slash videos, or if you want me to continue or whatever. I don't know really. I've just been trying to make sure I cover everything, and I'm gonna do a bit of the event and then maybe we'll finish it there, because I feel like I've done everything I can on Angela. I feel like she's gonna be a good unit, very good unit. I haven't done all of these stages. There is a high difficulty stage, which I don't know about you, hard bosses are like my favorite content in the game, because I do like going up against really hard bosses that have good strategies and stuff. They are pretty interesting. Yeah, bonus challenge I have been forgetting about, so I will do that right now. So I'm thinking of my build for Angela is probably going to have Staff Boost with Staff High Boost. Arcane up, this one. I sometimes find it hard to find what skills to put on units, because there aren't that many skills that can be useful for magic damage specifically. But this new arc is definitely going to be useful. Elemental combo I'm definitely going to put on her for sure. I don't know if elemental combo is going to apply to non-attribute, because there's, I think it does, because it's magic attack damage, so I'm pretty sure it is going to. So her non-attribute magic, actually let me just get this up real quick. Let me go to this. So yeah, if you haven't checked Discord already, it's got a pinned message of Angela and all of her skills and hit counts and everything. So Blaze Wall, let me do this a bit easier. So Blaze Wall is 24 hits, has a basically 30,000 damage cap by default, because the plus 2,000 damage cap. 24 hits on that one, and I do personally like that one is pretty nice. Spike Freeze is only 18 hits, only 28,000 damage cap, but that's alright. Stun Gust is also 18 hits, it's got 28,000 damage cap as well. Thunderstorm is only 16 hits, also 28,000 damage cap, but it seemed like it was decently, I don't know. The thing is with all these magic skills is they are not slow. I mean, the hitting could be faster, but I still feel like they can be spammed decently well. Dark Force is a big one. The Ancient Gate isn't on, Evil Gate isn't on here. Dark Force is 25 hits, which is more than Blaze Wall by 1, but it's 28,000 damage cap. Blaze Wall is the only one that gets plus 2,000 damage cap. Ancient Curse is this one, is 30 hits. It can't be stacked, so it's got the animation. You can't use this with if you have mages, let's say you have Magia in your team, he's using a magic spell, you can't use this as well. You can't use this on top of his magic, you can't use this on top of any other unit that's using magic. But you can use all of these magic skills here, if someone else is already using a magic, so that's a good thing. Ancient Curse 30, and I think that's everything that Enigma. Alright, Exploder is 9 hits, but it is pretty fast. I kind of liked Exploder when I was using it, but it's only 9 hits, you kind of got to spam that. For Exploder to be good, you got to spam that a lot, because it's only 9 hits, but it is very fast, so that can be good. Now, Evil Gate is 19 hits. Both of these only have 28,000 damage cap in our kit. I think with the paid staff it's probably an extra 2000 damage cap, which makes it 30,000 I think. But yeah, those are all of her magic skills. They do have, their hit counts are kind of not bad. One thing I want to do, I'm gonna do this right now. I'm gonna do the events. While I'm doing that, I'm going to learn Holy Bolt, because Holy Bolt is also a mana magic, and she doesn't have light magic, so this can be very good on her. This is, I really want to test this. Holy Bolt, is it going to be good on her or not? I want to try it out, so we're going to do that. Holy Bolt, I'm just going to learn it on her while we're doing the stages. So yeah, Holy Bolt is a good magic. I have been using it on Lily. I've been using Holy Bolt on Lily for time trials and stuff like that. So yeah, Holy Bolt is great on Lily. It might be great on her too. Could be. But yeah, all of these enemies are probably just going to die instantly, so Exploder it is. Let me see if I can, how many enemies I can hit with just this. Okay, that was easy. That was very good. Okay, this is just a fast clear. I like this. Exploder. It's pretty nice. I kind of like Exploder. Even though it's only 9 hits, but Exploder's very fast. Let me try Blaze Wall now. Yeah, you can see it's a bit of an animation first. But more damage cap. 32,299. Yeah, you can see that. These enemies are weak enemies, so that's why she's hitting her cap, and they're weak to fire. So yeah. But if you are up against an enemy that has a resistance to any element ever, any attribute ever, just put on, if you have it, put on the staff from the limited arc and the elemental arc. That's going to allow her to get reduce, ignore up to 50% of attribute resistance of all enemies, which is a very good combination. But again, I don't know if you're going to want to do that or not. Let's keep doing these stages until we can learn Holy Bolt, which might take a few stages, but that's going to be fine. So I think the first time that they released the Secret of Mana collab, I think the SR arc was a free arc, but in the rerun it's in the gacha, which is kind of a bit evil, but the rate up for it is pretty damn high, so I guess that's that. So I guess we can use this to try out skills if you want to. Thunderstorm, yeah, Thunderstorm is kind of instant, but it's a bit slow compared to the rest of them, and the hit count isn't that high. But I still like having new magic skills to use is always fun, because when you're using a mage, like let's say any mage ever, you're forced to stick to the same magic skills all the time, like Abyss Gate, and you know, because you know when Lily originally came out and there was time stop, people just abused Lily for Abyss Gate and the other one, the light attribute one. I can't imagine what it would be like if mages still had time stop. Yeah, that would be broken in time trials. That would really be dumb. That'd be stupid. 2 more and we should be able to get Holy Bolt, because I definitely want to try it out. Because that's going to allow her to have every single attribute for magic, which is going to be very nice. Let's see, let's try Ancient Curse this time. Yeah, this is doing a lot more damage this time because the enemy's a lot weaker here. Okay, that's pretty good then. So here's the thing, in time trials, I personally like using one mage on each team because you have to use like 3 teams, right? So I personally like to use a mage on each team. So she's definitely going to fill the slot in one of those teams at least. Yeah, Exploder is just an easy clear. I don't know if you can make it so the AI uses Exploder instantly to clear stages really fast. I don't know if that's going to be a thing. I don't think so, because I think the AI is pretty dumb. But if it is going to be a thing, that's going to be pretty nice. I like that. Because that's going to give her more usability if she can clear things fast. You know, because we've got Maja, which can clear a story stage really fast with, you know, his magic to get XP really fast. Maybe she can do that again. Maybe she can do that as well, I don't know. So, let's do some of these normal stages until we can learn Holy Bolt, and then we're going to try out Holy Bolt in the story. And then probably do more event stages, I don't know. But maybe I can try and cut this short because some people like to watch this as a video. I mean, a lot of people do. Pretty nice. But yeah, this collab has been pretty good for me so far. Hopefully it has been to everyone else as well, because collabs are always very fun. Oh yeah, one thing I wanted to do was try out Reese again. I should do that. I'll get Holy Vault on Angela and show that, and then I will try out Reese next. Because Reese is a pretty nice... She has good potential. And very useful, so... Spike Freeze... Haven't really used too much. Okay. I should have Holy Vault learnt by now, which is gonna be nice. People were also hoping for the arc to have limited collab magic on it as the skills, but it doesn't, so that kind of disappointing, but the arc is still a very good one this time. So there you go, there's Holy Bolt. Let's go and put it on her right now. And I want to test it just to see, because since it's mana magic, her trait should apply, everything should apply to it, so she should do well with Holy Bolt. Change skills, put on Holy Bolt, and that's it. Everything else is still base skills. And let's just go back into the story now and have a look. After we've done this, I'm gonna try out Wreath again because I've got a better build for it now. I don't think it's fully built, but I kind of want to show how crazy she can get and how laggy this game can get with her skill 3 that's ridiculously good. Okay, let's try it out with just Holy Bolt this time, because I do like Holy Bolt. It's a pretty good magic skill. So let's see. Holy Bolt. So you're weak to light. Let's do it on you because you have 0, so that's a good example. Yeah, not hitting that much. Okay. That raises the question of if it is actually applying all of the skills and stuff to this skill or not. It might be because the damage cap, but is it really? I mean, actually it is, because the damage cap is pretty high. It's hitting 30,000 sometimes. Yeah, 30,000. Yeah, I personally like Holy Bolt. This is the main reason why. And now I can just try and use other skills at the same time, but you can't really do that. If you could just spam them, it would have been nice, but they fixed that. Sad times. So yeah, you can see Holy Bolt isn't hitting that hard, just because this is a base skills, remember, but the boss that is weak to light by 50, she can hit the damage cap on him sometimes. Let's use Dark Force. Yeah, that's pretty nice. Hitting more now. Because they're weak to dark, yeah. But yeah. Yeah, I can definitely see Holy Bolt is actually going to be pretty good on her. So, if you do have the SR arc, I would strongly recommend to put on Holy Bolt. Depending on your build, we ran out of MP, sad. If you're using her for either a light attribute mage or trying to use a mage for literally every single attribute, then put on Holy Bolt, because it's going to be pretty nice to have on her, because it is a good magic skill. You've just got to make sure that she has a lot of damage increases in her skills, because right now she isn't hitting ridiculously hard, but she is hitting pretty hard on the bosses and enemies that are weak to the elements, obviously. But yeah, next thing I'm gonna do is switch over to Reese, because I'm gonna show you what I have done with her so far, and I'm gonna use Theophilus just for this. So right now I'm using this paid spear. I'm going to be using that for basically all of my builds for her. Her paid spear is going to be very good, because it's also Earth. Going to help for Goddess Kiss and everything. It's going to be great. Sword of Lost Souls is just for now. I'm considering either Sword of Lost Souls or a different sword, depending on what she's hitting. And possibly Trishula, depending on content, but I might just stick with a sword instead. If I'm going up against enemies that are resistant to Earth, then I'm probably going to use Trishula instead, but right now I'm using Trishula on other units, so I'm mostly using her as an Earth attacker, because Eternal Trees, I've got that on her. I haven't really changed my equipment since the part 1. Hail Sovereign's Ring is also nice, more damage cap. It depends what units you're talking about to get to level 110, because if you're using collab units, just do the collab stages, right? But if you're not, then do training stages. I don't know if there's any on right now. I think there is. If you go into the event, these special training gate stages give a lot of XP. And if you have Magia, then go into story and get a bunch of XP by auto farming. I assume most people know this by now. But what you can do is go into the stage, Heart of the Temple on hard, and choose whatever. And if I go to my farming team, I've been doing this. I've been using this team for a few nights. I just leave the game on auto farming at night. I've been using this team. Magia has been using only Starburst, so then the AI uses Starburst, and that's it. The Starburst instantly kills everyone. Once it goes off, it just kills everyone. And these two have been getting XP, so I've managed to get Prim to level 102 right now. So yeah, that's great. Managed to get quite a lot of levels. It's surprising how much XP you can get from this level stage. So yeah, this stage is amazing for XP farming, as long as you've got Magia. If you don't, then just continue Imperial Guard Commander 3 on hard, because that's still a good one for XP. and materials as well. Like you can get XP potions from that stage, so that's why it's good. But anyways, let's go back to Reese. I am gonna show my skills I've got on her right now. I can awaken her if I want. That's interesting. So, what's her ward again? I don't care. I'm gonna awaken her because I want to do that. Let's do that. I've got a lot of prism souls. There you go. Pretty good stats so far. So, this is my build at the moment. I've got all these base skills, a few HP ups just because we're just HP up to just for the SE. This is not my final build, by the way. This is just at the moment. Attack ups, Proud Force, and critical up 3. I will put critical up 2 as well. This is just for healing because you need that survivability. I personally put it on every physical DPS unit because it's just very useful for survivability. And Pride, nice. Pose of Glory and Pose of Honor is pretty nice to have too. Dual Wield obviously, and the Sword boost and Spear boost. I'm definitely going to put on Sword boost. I think I might have learned that recently. Watermelon equipped I personally like using. XP up 2, yeah, just because I've been going for XP. But yeah, you can see it's not my final build, but this is what I'm going to use for now. Let's just put Sword boost on, because I need that. And then take off something else that doesn't really matter at the moment. Right, let's go with that at the moment. Actually I could take off HP up 3 because I don't add strength attack up 1 and put those 2 back on. And we're going to use this build for the moment and go into story stage just to see what she can do by herself. Now this is going to be fun. I do enjoy this. But again, keep in mind it's going to be ridiculously laggy because it's an emulator. The reason why I have to use an emulator for these streams is because the paid crystals don't transfer to the Steam version. If I were to stream on the Steam version, it wouldn't transfer the paid crystals, so I have to do it on here. But yeah, if I were to ever do like content streams or anything, I would probably do it on Steam. But yeah, let's go use her by herself for just Theopolis. Obviously Theopolis is gonna debuff them by a lot because it's max level 10 skill, so she's gonna be hitting a damage cap no problem. Hopefully anyway. And here's the plan. I'm just gonna showcase her just to see what her damage can be like at the moment. At this built level, which is gonna be good. But yeah, you can see how useful she's gonna be. So Honey Elixir first, and then I'm probably try and get some MP back from normal hits, just a little bit. There you go, that's fine. Then Theopolis, get everyone in the middle, and then spam skill 3s. Just wait for this. Look, okay, that kind of ruined it. Look, lag, all the lag. Yeah, they kind of, just because she used her normal attack, that kind of screwed it. That wasn't the best example, but you can see she's doing decent damage, and her skill 1, I like her skill 1 the most. Skill 1 and skill 3 are just very good. Skill 2, you don't really ever use it. Let me try that again. I did do a small video the other day, and that was basically with Reese, Tinkili, and Balan's, just for the damage cap. She was hitting 28,000 damage cap, which was pretty nice. I'm not going to do that though, I'm just going to do this one more time. And this time I'm going to make sure her normal attack is finished first. And we'll see. I managed to clear this stage with just 2 of her skill 3s. Her skill 3 did over like 1 mil, more than that actually, like 1.3 mil or something damage on her skill 3. Because of the amount of hits that she did is ridiculous. But okay, got MP, walk over here. There you go. Theopolis now. Then use skill 3. That seems good. It should be good. Okay. Okay, he's separated, but you can see it does a ridiculous amount of hits when you can get enemies bunched up together. It's great. I know it's very limited, like in most situations it's not going to happen, but it is still very good that she has that potential, you know. And I can see it might. I am thinking if the time trials has a stage where there's like 6 enemies, you use Theopolis, pull them all together, just use Reese, skill 3, utterly destroy them super fast in time trials. I'm thinking that as a possibility, you know. That could happen, it could not, I don't know. It depends what the time trial stages are. But she has that potential of clearing things super fast if there's a lot of enemies on the screen. But apart from that, yes, she is still good because all of the buffs and everything, but yeah, that's what I've done with Reese so far. Pretty nice. But yeah, I think that is pretty much everything I wanted to do in this stream with showcasing and stuff. Obviously, there is more of the event to do, but at this point, let me just make sure I've covered everything here first. So on part 2, you got this staff is, I've talked about those already, yeah. Just make sure to farm everything, get everything, because these materials can be useful. I'm most likely going to do all these stages in my own time because, you know, less interesting, I guess. Yeah, there's 500 more crystals. Great. There is... So far I've only seen 2 prisms. I'm expecting there to be like 1 prism of each in the time trial, or not, I don't know. Maybe you get prisms for beating the time trial event, I don't know. But we do get 3 prisms of both Angela and Reese from the event, which is great. So yeah, I'm going to focus on doing these. I guess I'm almost done on the normal stages. Then I've got hard stages, and then the hard, this one, which is the boss stage, which is going to be nice. Going to be pretty fun. I think you get a prism of each unit from beating this, which is good. But yeah, that's pretty much everything. So, overall, what do I think about this collab? I personally feel like this collab is definitely a great collab. First of all, you've got Honey Elixir Arc, which is the main thing about this collab, is Honey Elixir Arc, obviously, is this arc. But, apart from this arc and Honey Elixir being so good and being so accessible to everyone, these units and the arcs, well, the units first, both of these units are both very strong. They both are unique, and I can see both being useful for quite a while. They are DPS units, but they're not just DPS units. First of all, Reese is also a support unit and a good SCT battery unit. So she is going to be very good for like high bosses, high content stuff. And let's say you're a new player, you don't have that much units or not as much built of account, and you have Reese. You can use Reese in hard bosses, and you're going to do pretty well because she's got those buffs that apply to the whole team, like the physical damage reduced by 10% and magical damage as well, and the regen, and applying the damage buff to the whole team, which is stackable with literally everything else. So yeah, she's going to be very useful for new players that don't have the accounts built up for hard bosses, but as well as that, I still feel like she's going to be good for players like me that have played for a long time. She's still going to be good because, yeah, I feel like she's still going to be a great unit. because of the potential she has with not just being a DPS but also being a support and good survivability and everything like that. So yeah, I feel like she's a great unit. Angela is also a great unit by herself. She's completely different, but I feel like she is unique as a unit. There's no other unit like her at this moment. Obviously she's not as good as Maja or anything like that, but she can be used alongside Maja. You can use Maja and Angela at the same time, because her magic can be... They're not screen-wide magics, so apart from her non-attribute magic. And non-attribute magic is another story. Non-attribute magic is like, the only other unit we've had with that is Lagravos again, so he's a very old unit now, so yeah. I personally feel like they're both very strong units. They're not bad at all. I feel like they're both going to be top tier. The arcs, on the other hand, part 1 arc, don't really care about. It's not that bad. I mean, it's not the greatest arc. It's nice to have, but it's not really anything noteworthy. The part 2 arc, on the other hand, is just a very good arc, but it's not a must-have arc. If you have it, it's great, very good, but if you don't have it, it's not a big deal, because you can live without it. It's nothing you don't... You're not missing out on anything. But yeah. I think I have covered everything here. And it's been an hour and 50 minutes, so I'm gonna call it here. Again, this collab, in my opinion, is a very good collab. I have enjoyed this one. Obviously, I've had some pretty good luck with this. It's a pretty good collab. Hopefully everyone else has had some good luck with this collab and enjoyed it, because this collab is still on for like 2 more weeks. We've got the rest of this week. Never got another week, because next week we've got the time trials and stuff like that. So yeah, pretty good collab, and I'm glad that they made Honey Elixir accessible again, because people weren't expecting it to be like that. But yeah. Everyone enjoy this collab. I am going to do the same thing. I'm going to have a little bit of a break right now, and I'm going to come back to this event collab in very soon by myself in my own time, obviously. But yeah, I'm going to start building on everything just like I did with Reese. I'm still focusing on Reese and Prim as well. Prim is another story, she's also great. But yeah, this collab has had a lot of good arcs and units. I feel like it's going to be a pretty good collab. So yeah, that's pretty much it for me. I'm not sure when next stream is, like always. I don't know when, but if it's the same as usual, then it's probably going to be another unit is like 2 weeks from now. So if the next unit is in 2 weeks, that's on the 16th of December. I don't know if that's going to be around the time of Christmas events. It might not. I don't know. Maybe. Possibly it might be. I'm hoping for a Christmas unit this time. That's going to be fun. But yeah, next stream, probably 16th of December, which is most likely going to be the next unit. I will try to get some more streams and stuff done. Like, if you've been watching, I've been doing some other games, videos of other games. Just gotta say, the editing of some of those videos take a super long time. It takes a few hours, because if the recording is an hour, I got to edit the whole thing. I got to record it for an hour, and then watch the whole thing for an hour, while spending more time editing it. Takes a long time. But yeah, I've been trying to do more videos of other games, and trying to do more of this game too. I have to focus on doing my work, so I obviously got to put life stuff first, but I'm definitely, expect me in 2 weeks. I will try to do stuff in between then, but I can't guarantee it. I will try though, but we'll see. But yeah, thanks for being here. I know I take my time. I just try and make sure I cover everything, and I don't want to leave is the problem. I like staying here. But yeah, I guess that I've rambled on enough now, but yeah, thanks for being here. I will see you in the next time, whenever that is. Hopefully you enjoy this collab. Yeah. Bye. I mean it this time. Let's go. Bye.